listen, this is nuts. This is absolutely crazy. And you don't even know what's going on up in Canada.
Ironically.
Which is have you seen the latest fine that is being imposed for Canadians who live near the woods, Blabs?
What?
What?
You cannot go and hike in the woods. If you do, you are risking a $25,000 fine if you are caught in the woods.
Huh?
This was handed down just the other day. So this guy's going to give you a quick rundown, and then I'll give you the full breakdown of it.
Hey everybody, Jeff Evely here, out in Nova Scotia on Mountain Road in Coakley. And as you can see behind me, this is the woods. But over here, this is not the woods. This is the Department of Natural Resources, where the conservation officers work, who issue $25,000 fines for going in the woods.
Not bad.
So pay attention, because this just came down in Canada, and he goes inside and he's recording this. So pay attention to what's going on.
Jeff Evely, I called earlier.
Evely?
Yeah, Evely. I spoke to somebody earlier.
Yeah.
About the woods ban.
Yep.
And I understand that you guys issue $25,000 fines right now for anybody who goes in.
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna go in the woods over here.
Yeah.
I don't wanna make any trouble for you guys, okay? I took this to court the last time they did it. They said I didn't have standing because I wasn't fined, so there was no money involved.
Okay.
So I wanna challenge this order in court, and the only way for me to do that is to get the fine. So I'm not trying to make trouble for you guys, okay? I just want a piece of Tim Houston, and I wanna be as accommodating and nice as I can be. I'm just gonna.
Okay, so I'm ordering you to not.
Okay,
Okay?
yeah, I
That's
understand.
another.
Roger that.
Okay, so he now makes his way into the woods.
Which that cop totally just saved his ass by telling him that he put an order, because then they could be like, there was no sign posted, this or that. So that was like, okay, I'm telling you, you can't. So you're going to do it, and then I could issue a fine.
Right.
Crazy.
And it's as you look at things, Lumpy, from a law enforcement perspective, you're saying that was a good thing that he did that.
Well, for the case, for the officer, because if you think about it, I mean, let's be honest. If you write something or you arrest somebody or issue anything, your name's attached to that, right? So if you didn't cover your P's and Q's, especially for a guy that's going to take this as an example, he was smart. He's like, man, I gotta do everything to the book here. That's why he said the way he said it. Is it right that they're doing it? Of course not. But you can see the game that they're playing. It's crazy.
So he goes into the woods, has the officers witness him going into the woods. And then he comes back in, he says, well, I was in the woods, and they handed out this fine, and you can see written on the paper right there, Blabs, a $28,000, $872.50 fine right there.
So I've actually gone and looked this up whilst this was playing, and I understand why they've done the fines. Have you looked this up?
Go ahead. Tell me why.
So there's a lot of wildfires currently going on in Canada right now, including Nova Scotia. So to prevent the spread of wildfires, they're basically banning people from being in like areas that have high risk of wildfire right now. So it was basically prevention method in case this hiker would go and start another fire. Now, I don't agree with the whole banning things because it's literally like the woods. But I kind of understand prevention methods because it's really, really bad. Do I agree with the whole fining? And do I agree with how that's going about? Absolutely not. But the best way to work about the wildfires is clearing up the woods and getting rid of all the dead shit. But
Blabs, it's just 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks to stop the spread of the wildfires.
no, I'm
Blabs.
telling
It's
you,
just
I
2
don't
weeks.
agree with it. And also, the wildfires have been going on like for way longer than 2 weeks. Now, again, I don't agree with any of this
It's for your own
stuff.
protection. It's
Yeah,
for
like
your own
I'm telling you,
protection.
I don't actually agree with it, but I
Throw some
understand.
Yogi Berra signs up there, and that's it. The Yogi the Bear signs.
No, the
whatever.
best way to do this is to clean up the woods and get rid of all the stuff that's high risk and flammable. But it's wild. I don't agree with any of the way they're going about. I don't agree with banning it whatsoever. For some reason, people think I do.
Well, you just said you understand why.
Well, no, that's not what I mean. I understand, like, they're trying to do prevention, and I get that, but this is not the way to go about it.
So fining your people $28,872 for walking in the woods.
Did you hear what I just said?
I'm not fighting you on this, Blabs.
I think it's
telling you.
insane.
Yes, this is absolutely insane. 1,000% insane. And I don't want to hear anybody from Canada
Yeah,
ever,
it's insane.
ever talking shit about the United States. I said this the other day on my timeline. I says, I have Canadians on my timeline, like talking poorly about the United States. They can have their opinions all they want, but we can actually take walks in our woods and not be fined $28,000.
That's wild.
Like,
I have friends who live in Ontario, and they're like, "Can you just come and invade us? Can we be the 51st state?" And
I
they're
don't
like,
want it.
Please take us.
don't want it. No interest. No interest. Like, Canada is such a broken ass.
Yeah, but if
place
they
right
become
now.
a 51st state, it won't be as broken.
Oh no! No, they will break everything. Are you kidding me?
Ontario or like Alberta. Alberta's pretty based, dude. Have you not?
No.
Paid attention to anything
We'll turn
about them?
very blue if we got them.
Yes,
Alberta, no.
Blabs. If Canada came in as a
If you got
singular
Quebec
state,
and all those other ones, yes, it'd be very blue. But like Alberta, they're no, they're very red.
no, it would be.
Do you know where Alberta is on the map?
Blabs? I see everything that's happening in Canada, and if that was brought into American culture, it would be a fucking disaster. It would be a
Seriously?
fucking disaster. Yes, it would be Phoenix by all means. I mean, you were just talking about it.
It would be an absolute shit show. It really, really would. As a whole, I know what you're. So I don't live in Canada. You would know it better than me, Blabs. But I would say, as a whole, if you brought them in, because there's been a lot of discussion.
If you like I said, if you leave like Quebec to Canada and like a good chunk of Ontario and all these other places, yeah, leave the blue. But Alberta's like the one area that's like, leave us alone. Yeah.
All right, deal. We'll leave. How about they just can't come? How about that? They can be their own country.
At this point, you might as well just open the borders. At that point,
Yeah.
that point, we got better shots of just leaving the borders open. At that point, we just no.
You know, I was actually thinking about this on a totally deeper level than what we're talking about the other day. But everything was happening over the last 4 or 5 years with the insanity in the United States. People were like, oh, Texas should secede, and they bring Oklahoma and they bring Louisiana and pretty much the entire southern United States. Like, that was like a discussion that was had online. It wasn't a realistic discussion, but I was thinking, like, if we just let the entire west coast of the United States secede, if that was to happen, then you may say, well, that would suck. But by their own rules, we could just come and go as we saw fit, and we wouldn't be illegal ever. You know, we could be residents of both, and we could come in and we wouldn't need passports because, hey, you can just go if you wanted to. You know, hey, no one's illegal, right? So we could just make our way in there and be a part of America West. You know, just saying, get a little taste of their own medicine. I think it makes sense, but whatever. Obey your digital overlords. Watch this video right here that YouTube suggested for you.